Hi, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Thursday, April 19th. It's National High Five Day. Look at that.
That was a good high
Nailed
five,
it.
too.
And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I am Paul Wontora.
And we are joined here in the studio, of course, by Mr. Matt Roden.
Hi, everybody. Happy National High Five Day.
Look at that cute floral
Look
tie.
at Matt's My Fair Lady tie.
That's right.
I know, normally I'm
Going
wearing
to
like
the
a
left.
hoodie or like, yeah.
Not that there's
good.
anything wrong
Dressed
with
it
that.
up today.
And we have an incredible guest with us here today.
Phoenix Best.
Yes, from
the
Dear Evan
newest star
Hansen.
of Dear Evan Hansen.
Absolutely. Very excited
We
to
know
chat
you
with
love
her.
Hansen.
And we will get to Phoenix in just a moment. But first, Matt, why don't you tell us about today's top 5?
All right, so the big news this morning, which I'm like really, really psyched
Big
about.
news.
Hadestown is coming to Broadway, Paul.
In a bit.
In a moment.
It's going to be a bit.
This show is taking quite a journey to
It's
Broadway.
quite a journey.
Because let's be clear, Hadestown premiered almost 2 years ago
Yeah.
at New York Theater Workshop off Broadway, where Rent started. You may have heard of Rent. I always throw back to that. And then it didn't immediately come to Broadway. Instead, they
No.
took some time off and they went to Canada.
Yep.
At the end of last year. And now they're taking a little time off and then they're going to London's National Theatre. And then at the end of this year, and then they're saying next year we're going to get it.
2019.
So it's going to be in perfect shape.
Yeah,
by then.
it's gonna have-
better
yeah.
be.
I
Better
mean, this
be
is
tight.
smart. You know, it's kind of like, it reminds me of like when Next to Normal started off Broadway.
Yes, yeah.
And then they're like, well, now we're going to go down to
DC,
DC,
They go to-
Virginia.
Oh, yeah, you don't call it DC.
Arlington.
Yeah, you call it Arlington.
Stop. It wasn't that. Anyway, so, you know, I like when shows take the journey. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean? It's good.
yeah, yeah.
And this is, of course, director Rachel Chavkin, who you all love, Great Comet, is directing it. And singer-songwriter Anise Mitchell wrote the folky, jazzy score.
Yeah, it's so good.
And it's about Orpheus and Hades and Eurydice and the myths.
Yeah, it's so
Mythology.
cool. It's
There's an album
such
out.
a cool
There's
music.
There's an album.
There's a
Yep,
live
there's an
album
album out. And yeah, so it'll be at the National starting November 2nd through next January. And then I assume that production will come to Broadway.
Come to us.
Another really, really exciting piece of news is that a show that I know is close to all of our hearts, especially you, Paul. You love the show. Bandstand is coming to movie theaters.
Yeah, we all love this show.
This
yes.
was like a surprise Christmas gift because I didn't even know they filmed
no.
it. Matt, you knew they filmed it.
I knew.
I didn't know
Yeah.
they filmed it.
No, this is so Fathom Events are the same people. They've done like Newsies and
Love Never Dies.
Love Never Dies and Falsetto. They do all sorts of
They
things.
filmed Love Never Dies?
Yeah, absolutely. So Bandstand is arriving in cinemas this summer, June 25th. You'll be able to see it in cinemas. They filmed a live performance. Cameras everywhere. They got all the footage. Obviously, the show won a Tony Award for Andy Blankenbuehler's incredible choreography. It closed last September, very sadly. I miss it.
We all miss
We have a
it.
lot of swag, my fiance and I, from Bandstand. We loved it that much.
I can't wait to see it. in movie
I
theaters.
can't wait to
and
see it.
you know what?
Yes.
These Fathom event, they
It's such
do
a
it
great
beautifully.
idea. It's
so
such
good.
Yeah.
So well
They
done.
look so great. Yeah.
We also got news today that Lynn Nottage's new play that's down at the Public got extended. I'm not going to say the title.
Malima's Tale.
Yes, honey.
That's right.
Thank you. So this is the play about the elephant.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, I have not.
Oh,
no.
you seem very well.
Well, I've had to talk
educated
about it like 3 times. Yeah.
But yeah, it's about a magnificent elephant named Malima trapped in the ivory market. So
That's
I'm sure it's
scary.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Lynn Nottage is a fantastic writer.
Two-time
And Joe Bonnie.
Two-time Pulitzer Prize winner. Lynn
Correct.
Nottage.
Two-time?
Two-time.
Correct.
Ruined and Sweat.
And so it's a 2-week extension. So it's supposed to end May 20th. Now it'll go through June 3rd down at the Public Theater.
I'll have a chance to go see it. I'm gonna have to go see it.
Is there a real elephant in it?
I don't know. I haven't
Or is
seen
it like
it.
Warhorse?
I think it's a
see
guy.
it's
I think it's
Warhorse.
like a guy and like a thing. We got some new photos from Summer, which opens next week, and a new video from SpongeBob. Ryan.
Yeah. So Summer.
Insert hot stuff.
Yes,
pun.
yeah. Summer, the Donna Summer musical. We have production photos taken by Joan Marcus, so you get to see LaChanze and Ariana DeBose and Storm Lever as what is it? Disco Donna, Duckling Donna, and Diva Donna. Yes, you get to see how they look incredible. I can't wait to see the show. And SpongeBob SquarePants put out a music video. Ethan Slater singing the Panic at the Disco song, one I know that you're also a big fan of. Just a Simple Sponge.
And you also wrote a very passionate Facebook post.
I
promoting
did
the
about
video.
that. I love SpongeBob SquarePants. I think it's
you might have sworn
perfect.
about just
I think
get-
I said
get over that.
said ass. I said move your ass to
know.
that theater, to
Oh.
the Palace Theater. Yeah, go see SpongeBob.
We love
It's incredible.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Last but not least, My Fair Lady opens tonight. That's why I'm wearing this tie.
Yeah, we already teased it with the tie.
We teased
It
it.
was a tie tease. Yeah, Lauren Ambrose is starring in a musical.
Yeah, I'm
I
so
mean,
excited.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
because
Norbert Leo Butz is back on Broadway.
Norbert Leo Butz.
Norbert Leo Butz.
Bart Scher doing
and,
one
oh
of
my
his.
God, have you seen it?
I have not. No, I've got that next
song,
week
what's
as well.
it called? Get Me to the Church on Time. They turned it into like this epic can number with. There's even drag queens. Spoiler.
Wow.
Anyway, it's a big Bart Scher musical at Vivian Beaumont. You know how they do them there. They're
That's
like
right.
big,
Gorgeous,
gorgeous
opulent
productions.
Yeah.
And Harry Hayden Patton.
Harry Hayden
is making
Patton.
his Broadway
Yeah,
debut
Peyton.
as Henry Higgins, and Chris Gattelli choreographed, and
I can't wait.
the opening's
I'm so
tonight,
excited.
and it's gonna be great.
Mr. Matt Rodin's covering it all, right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be lots of
I'll
fun
be there.
things.
And the photos, right? We're doing like a pretty photo thing too.
We're
right?
doing
We're
pretty
doing
photos,
yeah, we do all
as
sorts of
do.
cool
We like doing
things.
I know
here.
that's our thing. I like
And I
that.
just want to say, since it's National High Five Day, did you know that the high five was invented by a gay man, a baseball player?
Oh yeah, tell the story. This I don't know if I believe
He was
this,
a Los
but
Angeles Dodger. It was 1977. His teammate was coming back after hitting his 30th home run. Crosses the home plate. Glenn Burke put up his hand. His teammate slapped it. High five was
Wait,
invented.
no one had ever done it before.
That's
that?
what I
mean,
said.
Like, well,
Like in
I
a
mean, people
caveman?
have
Like
hit
a
hands,
caveman
but
didn't
like
do
this
it,
was the
or
high five
No one
captured
thought to do
on,
it. Who did the first fist pump?
I don't. Barack
Find
Obama.
out for tomorrow.
Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, as far as I'm concerned.
That's right.
On that note, I'm out.
Oh,
of
thank
here.
you so
You're
much.
out.
Thank you.
I'm seeing Harry Potter tonight. I'm very excited. Matt, tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about today's guest.
All right, so Phoenix Best graduated from DeSales University before making her Broadway debut in The Color Purple. Shortly after that, she launched the recent national tour of Les Miserables as Eponine, and now she's back on the Broadway, starring 8 times a week as Alana Beck and Dear Evan Hansen, and that's what she's here to talk about today. You know her, you love her. If you have questions for Phoenix, and I know that you do, leave them in the comment section below, and we'll get to as many as we possibly can. And now, here is Ryan and Phoenix. Let me finish it.
What great pronunciations of some words over there by Matt Rodin, inventing his new language over there. I'm very excited to speak with you. We were saying before you came on, I've met you before when you were starring as Eponine in the Les Miserables tour. First of all, I'm sure you hear this all the time, but you have the best name.
Thank you.
Phoenix Best is such a great name. Is the best name. Why Phoenix? Do you know?
I have
why?
no idea. My name was supposed to be Ashley
Really?
up until the moment I was born. And then I was born and my name was changed and they were like, yeah, this
Phoenix,
works.
so it's perfect. It's
I actually
beautiful.
hated my name for the longest time because
Really?
it was so different than everybody else. And, some people couldn't spell it right. And that would
Yeah.
make me feel bad. People still can't spell it right, but it's whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't like my name for a while and now I kind of
Now you
embrace
own it.
A lot of people actually ask me if it's a stage name. They're like,
Right.
what's
I
your
was
real
wondering,
name? And I'm
that's
like,
why.
no,
I
I've been born with it.
I have a sister named Raven and a brother named River. So and then I'm Ryan. So like we're into the cool names.
Yeah.
So let's get Dear Evan Hansen. Yeah. You are part of one of Broadway's biggest hit shows. How does it feel to be a part of this big? How are things going at the Music Box?
Yeah, it's amazing to be back in the show.
Right.
Like officially, I was there.
You were understudying
as
right?
like
Yeah.
a vacation cover back in June when Crystalline went on vacation.
Right.
And by very quick happenstance, I went on for one performance on the Friday of the last week I was there, right before I was getting ready to leave.
Okay.
And it was amazing. My mom happened to be at the show that
Oh,
day
no
too,
way.
so it just all kind of worked out in my favor. And now to be back and to be in the show, this amazing, phenomenal show that has touched
Yeah.
so many lives, it's
Right.
incredible.
It's one of the, people still talk about Dear Evan Hansen all the time. It's like some shows have their moment and then things quiet down. Nobody is quieting down
Yeah.
about Dear Evan Hansen.
No.
It is still just on the tip of everyone's tongue.
It is.
What do you, Alana Beck, overachiever, you kind of have to represent sort of like everyone in school, you're like that. What do you like most about playing Alana? And, what do you admire most about her?
I admire most her optimism about things because of everything that's going on within the show and, how heavy the show can get at points. Alana is that person to like bring the positivity and bring the optimism and all of the things that are happening and continue to drive the situation forward. I mean, she's not the driving character, but she's part of
Absolutely.
that locomotion to keep it going. And she's like, oh, the Connor Project, I'm on it. I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. She wants to connect to people so much. And I feel like with social social media kind of in this day and age. We're not as connected to people
No,
as we have been before.
absolutely.
And so having a character like Alana who is so connected, it's really nice to be able to play that and
Yeah.
to play up the positivity and the optimism and the things that come from that.
Right. How was high school for? So I'm older. I'm in my 30s, and so social media wasn't a thing when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Were you? What was social media like for you when you were in high school? Was it?
The only thing we had was Facebook, and I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to have a Facebook
Right.
until I was like
Yeah, me neither.
maybe a junior in high school. So social media really did not play that
I
much.
couldn't imagine going
in
to
my-
high school right
Now?
now with the
No.
way that it is. It would
No.
drive me.
Middle
I don't-
I
school.
still don't understand
Middle
social
school.
media.
Middle school?
Sometimes people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, you were tagged in this." I'm like, "What does that mean?
By
where do
whom?
I find that?"
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, I could like imagining growing up in all of this social media. Like,
Yeah.
I find it hard now. So when I was 16
Right, with
and
homework
15,
and chores and
no.
activities, you have to grow up so fast to
Yeah.
be a part of it. It drives me. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. But growing up, you sang and played piano like your whole life,
Yeah.
right? So was performing always going to be the path for Phoenix?
Oh yeah, Phoenix was going to be a pop star.
Yes,
Let
honey.
me tell you, she
And
was
she
going to be a
still is.
pop star, and she was going to be on Broadway, and she was going to be in TV and movies. We got one down, two more to
Two more to go.
Hopefully, I can release an album or an EP someday soon. But
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, performing was always.
And
a
your
part
family
of
was
me.
very much behind it.
Yeah, my mother was a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother is a singer as well. All of her brothers and sisters are singers. My sister is an artist. She draws. So we're all kind of like within the arts
Yeah.
community. But yeah, I was the only one who was like singing in like my immediate family. And I've been playing piano since I was 4.5. So
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm not
Wow.
that good. But but I've been playing for a while. So music has definitely played a big part of my life.
Right. And you study musical theater.
Mm-hmm.
So were you? What's a favorite memory from your musical theater training? And what lesson did you learn? Happy that you did it.
The thing that I learned the most is how challenging being in this industry is, and how much you really have to work. Just because you love something doesn't mean it's always going to come to you as easy as you'd like it to be.
yeah.
And so I think that's what I learned in undergrad. While I was in undergrad, I did the Pennsylvania Shakespeare Festival as an intern, and which I'm currently on the board of now, which is amazing.
fantastic.
But I was an intern there, an acting intern, and we got to work with professionals and get equity points and like work towards that. And so that's how I learned what it would kind of be like to
Right.
be here.
The business part of it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I took the most from undergrad
Yeah.
is
And
knowledge.
I think I was saying somewhere. So you left school. You moved to New York, and a month after moving to New York City, you booked your Broadway debut.
Yes.
Incredible. The Color Purple.
Yeah.
Crazy. What was that like? What was that? I mean, not only so quickly after like settling down here, but then part of just one of the most phenomenal productions of a musical I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a very funny story. While I was still an intern at the Shakespeare Festival, I came up here right before it was over, and I had auditioned actually for Wicked.
Okay.
For this big open call that happened in the summer of 2015. And long story short, I got down to the final two, and they were like, it's not for you now, but you should move to New York. And I was like, I have no money.
Right,
I moved
yeah.
to New York
That's
with
a great
$100,
idea.
like stayed on my friend's air mattress
Sure.
in their spare room. And the week I moved here, I got called in for The Color Purple. And I went for a few more callbacks, and then exactly a month to the day of when I moved to New
That's
York, I booked
nuts.
it. Yeah, and that show was just amazing.
I know, like it's incredible.
Yeah,
Incredible.
It's amazing that like the 2 Broadway shows I've done have been like these big, life-touching,
Tony
like
Award-winning
Tony
productions.
Award, Grammy Award.
Yeah, that's right,
It's
yeah.
incredible,
Yeah.
and I cannot believe.
That's right.
at
Well,
all.
I mean, you had big dreams, and we're making them happen.
Yeah.
And then, as we were saying earlier, you played Eponine, which is just a role.
Dream role.
I mean, just such a role. What was that experience like? Not only playing that role, where you are just, I mean, all your songs are belty,
Yeah.
and you're there the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's just taxing. I mean, for someone so young, I mean, like that. What was that like?
It was a dream come true, honestly, and to get to travel the country while
you got to
doing
play
it.
your like hometown theater.
I did. That was
right?
actually my closing theater.
Oh
I
my
closed
goodness.
out my run in Les Mis at the Academy of Music, which is
Where
actually the
you
first place
saw
I
Les Mis.
saw Les Mis, which was so insane.
That's
Like
crazy.
5 years almost to the day.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Very much
It was
meant
a
to
full
be.
circle
His
moment.
Very
It was
much
so meant to be.
Yeah.
And just getting to play like such an iconic character, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are like, my first Eponine was this person, my first Eponine was this person.
you
And like,
got to
I got
be-
to be someone's first Eponine. And
Yeah.
that just meant so much to me to get to share the same thing someone has shared to me, you know, 5 years ago
Absolutely.
and inspire a bunch of kids.
Yeah. And did you like touring life? Was that because you know it's a grind?
Yeah.
Like you're spending all of your time with the same people, and you know it's just was it for you, or do you like kind of being?
I like to be more settled in a place.
Sure.
And when I was younger, we moved around a little bit. And so finally like having a place to stay in one spot felt good. So I think like the picking up and moving every week and like the schedule was constantly changing. I think that was the hardest part for me, but I loved doing the show in different cities.
Sure, yeah.
If that makes sense.
And and you get to see like the country. And,
Yeah.
so cool.
And I didn't really travel growing up. Like I took my first plane ride like 3 or 4 years ago while I was in Color Purple, 3 years ago, I guess. And so now like flying every week, I was like, oh my God, I'm on a plane. And everyone else would be like, it's travel day, Phoenix, like calm down. And I'd be like,
No,
the
I
plane's taking off.
Absolutely. And you have some new people coming to join you in Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah.
Not too late. You have Alex Boniello next month, and then you'll be getting a new Jared
Yeah.
in June. Are you excited to welcome some new cast members
I
to
am.
the family?
Yeah, it'll be nice to have some new faces in the
Yeah.
cast, and it'll be nice to share the story with a different group of people. But I am really excited, and now I won't be the most new person.
Right,
There'll be
yeah.
someone else
Yeah,
who's more new than me.
exactly.
But yeah, I'm really excited.
And a
about
lot of casts love to say like how they all feel like they're a family or whatever, but you genuinely that Dear Evan Hansen cast does come across is that you're all so close and
yeah.
committed to one another. Does it feel that way
It
in
does.
the theater
It
as well?
definitely does. I think for me specifically because I was there before.
you were there, yeah.
Coming back, everyone was like, "You're back! Yay! Like we're
Home.
so excited to have you here!" And like it already felt kind of a part of the family, and now it's just like flourishing even more.
Yeah.
And it is such an open and loving place to be. Like I feel like everyone is so happy to have other people there and so welcoming. Definitely. So. It'll be nice for the new
Fantastic.
people coming in. Yeah.
Fantastic. Matt, what would the viewers like to know from
A
Phoenix?
lot. There's
I
a
bet,
lot of
yes.
things.
Oh, yay.
So I want to start. George asked a really good question, but this is a fun fact: is that you not only were you a swing in The Color Purple,
Oh.
you were also an ASM.
I was.
So George said, "What did it take to be an assistant stage manager and a swing for a Broadway musical simultaneously?"
For a 21-year-old just moving to New York, it was a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Did you know that's what it was going to be going
I
in?
did. I
Okay.
did. I didn't know how much it would be to be both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was on a lot. Don't get me wrong, I was on a lot. But I definitely ran the deck a few times too, and
Mm-hmm.
I did that not almost as much, but definitely a third of the amount that I was on.
Yeah.
And it was a definite learning experience
Yeah.
to be a swing and then to also be an assistant stage manager. It definitely gives me an appreciation more
Right.
as an actor for those people who are your stage managers, your crew, the people like it made me feel like I want to know everyone's name, who works in the building. I want to treat everyone with the same respect. Not that I wasn't treated with respect, but it definitely gave me an insight to be like, wow, like they work so hard, like
Yeah.
just as
Yeah.
much as we do. And so I feel like that needs to be said about
Yeah.
the people who work behind the scenes and who, their names aren't on the side of the building. Like we want
Right,
to thank
but are
those
doing
people
hard,
just as much.
hard work.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
And make you guys look fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that's their
And I felt like a boss. I had a headset.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got that
I had a
little
headset, I had a little
earpiece, girl.
clipboard.
Yeah.
I'd be like, places, everybody.
You love it. Haley says, I'm currently a sophomore musical theater student at DeSales. Do you have a favorite show or memory at the school?
Yeah, my favorite show was when I did Chicago, my sophomore year
our
of
next door
college.
neighbors.
Yes.
Did you see? Right next door to us.
Yeah, it was my sophomore year. I wanted to be Velma Kelly so bad, but I was like, probably not going to get it. I got called back for it, and I was like, what? Then the cast list went up, and I got it. And I was
booked
like,
it.
you've got to be kidding me. And it was the hardest thing I think I had to do at DeSales. Like, I've never danced so much. I never sweat so much. I never
Yeah.
cried so much, or
Right.
was so happy. But yeah, that was my favorite memory. at
Awesome. It's a
DeSales.
great show.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question from Ariella. She says, why do you think Alana cares so much about Connor? In the book, Through the Window, I think Crystalline said that she thought Alana had a crush on Connor. What's your opinion?
I think Alana sees a lot of herself in Connor because, there's one point in the show where she reveals truly how she feels. And I feel like throughout most of the show, she's so peppy and so energetic and so optimistic. You don't get to see those darker sides of Alana. And with what happened to Connor, I feel like she sees a part of herself and she wants to fight just as hard for him as she would wish someone would fight for her. And that's where I feel that connection.
Yeah, that's great.
I could be wrong, but that's
No,
where
that's
I
how
see
you,
it.
That's how you ride
Yeah,
it.
I definitely see that she's so optimistic and so funny and so energetic that you don't really get to see these like, wow, my heart is breaking moments, except for that like one really good moment in Good For You and during that song and the scene after it. And so I think she's like, he was worth fighting for and I'm worth fighting for. So if no one wants to fight for him, I'm going to be the person to do it because I don't know who's going to fight for me.
Right.
Right.
So,
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Justine wants to know, how do you keep a work-life balance, especially since the show is so emotionally taxing?
Yeah, you must just be pooped at the end of
Yeah, I'm definitely tired at the end, but like I said, I get to be like the comedic side and
Right.
get to have a lot more energy throughout it, but I do feel like at the end of the show, I'm like, wow, that was a lot.
Yeah.
But because the last scene is so uplifting and what Evan says in the last scene, that motivates a lot of kids who come to see this show. I feel like it motivates me and I'm like, yeah, okay.
You like
I did that
relearn
show.
the lesson
Yeah, I'm
every
like,
night.
I'm good. All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go sign some autographs and then I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
So I feel like that.
Is that
that's
decompression stage really important to you though?
It
like, Are
is.
you,
Yeah. And I also get like a nice little break right before that last scene. So I
Right.
get like a break to decompress, do the last scene, and feel like,
let it
like I
all
feel like the
out.
whole show you're like, and that last scene you finally get to be like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
George wants to know, does the show have a ritual for when someone makes their debut in the show?
No, I don't think we do.
High fives.
High fives.
High fives. This one is a common one. Bren wants to know, any funny stories from Dear Evan Hansen on stage or backstage?
Funny stories.
Mishaps.
They love mishaps. Any?
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
you fallen
I don't
yet?
know. I haven't. I almost fell.
There we go. See, look at
There's
her
a
eyes lit
mishap.
up.
I almost fell. So, in waving through a window, his backpack falls on the floor, and it's they're the whole scene, and they usually let me know. They're like, oh, the straps are a little like upstage, a little downstage. Just be aware of it, because when I like have my backpack and I'm doing the turns, like I'm close to the backpack, and one day. I went out there and I was like, like slipped and almost fully slid down and fell.
Oh.
Jennifer Laura Thompson was like, my heart was beating so fast because I like got into place like just in time for the lights to change, and I was like, oh my gosh, I almost just fell
Just
so
ate it,
hard
right?
in front of everyone. And it was like my third week in the show, and I was like, oh no.
I swear I know how to walk. I
yeah,
swear.
I was like, I promise I know how to walk fast with my backpack on.
Talk to me about, David wants to know, who inspired you to be a performer?
Oh my goodness, who inspired me? I feel like I'm gonna just say my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you were
Because
saying,
when I was young, before I even knew what performing was, I was performing.
Yeah.
And my mom, she's a single mom, and she would come home from work, and I'd be like, Mom, I created something and I really want to show you. And she would come out. I loved Pooh, like Pooh Bear. She would come out with my 17 Pooh Bears, like all different sizes and shapes, set them all up for me, and then I would come in and do whatever performance I had to give to her. It would be
Wow.
a song, it would be a play, it would be whatever I had just like made up. So I feel like she is honestly like the driving force behind it. And I know a lot of parents are like, I don't know about theater, I don't know about this. And, we didn't have a lot of money, and my mom was like, go for what you want. And even booking my first Broadway show, people were like, your daughter's on Broadway. And she wasn't really like that excited, or didn't seem, they're like, you don't seem that excited. She's like,
She just knew it was
I always
predetermined.
knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that she is my,
That's beautiful.
my thing.
Good mom.
Yeah, great
Good
mom.
good
let
mom.
me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, from Mia, what's your favorite Broadway show? You got a favorite musical? Got a favorite play? You got any classics that you love or new?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but one that I really, really enjoyed to see was If Then.
Yeah.
That blew my mind when I saw that
Interesting.
show.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what is going on? Who was up there? And then when it clicked, I was like, oh my gosh, that show was so great.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was only the second Broadway show I saw.
What was the first?
Yeah, what
The
was
first funny story. My life is one big full circle. I
I'm all
swear.
about it.
My first Broadway show was once
Oh.
when I was.
You're talking to the right team.
I know. We're like, ooh.
I think it was right after my
Love
sophomore
that
year of
show.
college,
Yeah,
but
me too.
it was at the Bernard B. Jacobs Theater, which is the exact same place I made my Broadway debut.
Yes.
So I thought that was really
Absolutely.
insane.
Yeah, the universe is on your side, Phoenix.
Right now,
Straight up.
please stay on my side.
No, but and you're a fantastic entertainer. We're so excited to see all of the
Thank
incredible
you.
things you're gonna do. Thank you so much for
you.
coming and chatting with us. Go see Dear Evan Hansen, see Phoenix Best as Alana Beck at the Music Box Theater.
She's the
here on
best.
Broadway. She is the best. Thank you again so much. Come back anytime.
Oh, of course.
And Matt, take us out.
You guys know the deal. We do this live every single weekday at 5 p.m. here on Broadway.com's Facebook page. We also put it on YouTube, on our site, on TV, all the places. And we release this as a podcast. So if you like listening to podcasts, you can listen to the Live at 5 podcast if you miss an episode. That's all I got for you. Today's it's Thursday, so I was going to say happy Thursday. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. It's the end of the week. It'll be a party here at Live at 5. We will see you then. Bye, everybody.